Hi, in this video we're going to look at managing work collaboratively with ShareDo. So team collaboration is as essential on most work types, and ShareDo has a number of key features that support collaboration across your work types. Things like wikis and comments. We use a sense and respond technology, so we're looking at all the alerts, so the projections, the notifications, things like that. So we're going to take a closer look at some of those, the configuration items and how we collaborate and how we share inside of ShareDo. So let's go and have a look at that. So at work type level, so if we jump into a specific case, there are certain things that we can do around collaboration. So we've got key things like notes and comments. So I can come here and I can enter a quick comment, but what I can do is I can add somebody. So I can say I can add the team, I can add the case team, I can add a specific role. So I'm just going to add a little @ send them a message and a file note. And because ShareDo is sense and respond, what it will do is it will sense that there's been a message, a comment, and it will notify me via its in-app notification system. So ShareDo is constantly watching for things. It can project off that, so things like we say SLAs, key dates, KPIs, new notifications, so hey, you've got a new case or you've got something you need to approve. So we use these in-app notifications. We can also configure things like the delivery channel for some of those notifications. So it might be that some of those interactions you need to support a different way to deliver that notification. So if somebody's not in ShareDo all of the time, like you might have a consumer interaction and you want to send them an email or an SMS that they've got some new document that they can go and approve. So that's things like comments and notifications. We've also got things like wikis. So we can have, when you're capturing unstructured data, but these wikis, these file notes, they're fully rich, so you can have video content and images, and you can have pre-configured wiki sections, and then all of the data that you're capturing, again, because it's forming part of the dynamic data model, you can output those into documents and communications and correspondence. So all of that is available to you in that mechanism as well. So we've got also, as part of that collaboration, lots of the interactions that we see around sharing maybe documentation. So we need a secure way of sharing those documents. So we're in full control of that. So we can create these things in ShareDo called virtual data rooms, where I can create as many virtual data rooms inside of my case as I like. So I'll come in and give this a reference, so we can say sharing with clients. And I can control who has access, so things like who can contribute, who can read, what they can do when they can get there. Can they download this document? Can they forward it on? Can they edit this document? So you might want to capture some signature and push that up to a portal. So these are special document containers called virtual data rooms that enable me to fully control the collaboration around these artifacts. And to add things to my data room, I can just literally drag and drop into my data room, and now that's being shared. What we can also do in here is we can light up, and we'll see the features in a minute. What we can also do is light up what we call sharing. So we can configure lots of different sharing actions across any artifacts that you've got. So things like, hey, I want to send this to approval, or I might want to share it to ensure there's an electronic signature, or I might want to push this to a post queue for printing, or I might want to push this up to a portal where somebody can come and see that document and interact with it. So there's lots of sharing configuration. So if we take a step up one, so we've looked at this through the lens of a work type. In terms of the configuration, all of those items, whether it's comments, whether it's wikis, whether it's sharing, you would configure those globally, or you configure them specifically for specialized behaviors at your work type level. And we do that again through the feature framework. So we can see in here, hey, this is our feature framework. Let's jump into a particular feature, and we can configure those. So we can say, hey, this is the comments feature. This is how I'm going to configure it for my globally across the enterprise, and then specifically for my work type. So we've had a quick look at collaborating with ShareDo. What we're going to take a look at next is managing personas and portals. So that's the way that we deliver personal experiences across different personas, and the portals are how we effectively view our work in lots of different lenses.